Imam Ali, peace be upon him, is not only for Muslims but for all humanity who are searching for the meaning of life and true wisdom. Sermon 181. It has been related by Nawf al-Bayqali that Imam Ali, peace be upon him, delivered this sermon at Kufa, standing on a stone which Jadu ibn Hubayra al-Makhzumi had placed for him. Imam Ali had a woolen apparel on his body, the belt of his sword was made of leaves, and the sandals on his feet too were of palm leaves. His forehead had a hardened spot, like that a camel on its knee, due to many and long prostrations. About God's attributes, his creatures and his being above physical limitations. Praise be to God, to whom is the return of all creation, and the end of all matters. We render him praise for the greatness of his generosity, the charity of his proofs, the increase of his bounty, and his favors, praise which may fulfill his right, repay his thanks, take us near his reward, and be productive of increase in his kindness. We seek his help, like one who is hopeful of his bounty, desirous of his benefit, and confident of his warding off calamities, who acknowledges his gifts, and is obedient to him in word and deed. We believe in him, like him who reposes hope in him with conviction, inclines to him as a believer, humbles himself before him obediently, believes in his oneness exclusively, regards him great, acknowledging his dignity, and seeks refuge with him, with inclination and exertion. God the glorified has not been born, so that someone could be his partner in glory, nor has he begotten anyone, so as to be inherited from after dying. Time and period have not preceded him, increase and decrease do not occur to him, but he has manifested himself to our understanding, through our having observed his strong control and firm decree. Among the proofs of his creation is the creation of the skies, which are fastened without pillars, and stand without support, he called them, and they responded obediently, and humbly without being lazy or loathsome. If they had not acknowledged his Godhead, and obeyed him, he would not have made them the place for his throne, the abode of his angels, and the destination for the rising up of the pure utterances, and the righteous deeds of the creatures. He has made the stars in the skies, by way of signs by which travelers wandering the various routes of the earth may be guided. The gloom of the dark curtains of the night does not prevent the flame of their light, nor do the veils of blackish nights have the power to turn back the light of the moon when it spreads in the skies. Glory be to God, from whom neither the blackness of dark dusk or of gloomy night falling in the low parts of the earth, or on high dim mountains is hidden, nor the thundering of clouds on the horizons of the skies, nor the sparking of lightning in the clouds, nor the falling of leaves blown away from their falling places by the winds of hurricanes, or by downpour from the sky. He knows where the drops fall, and where they stay, where the grubs leave their trails, or where they drag themselves, what livelihood would suffice the mosquitoes, and what a female bears in its womb. Praise be to God who exists from before the coming into existence of the seed, the throne, the sky, the earth, the jinn, or human being. He cannot be perceived by imagination, nor measured by understanding. He who begs from him does not divert him from others, nor does giving away cause him diminution. He does not see by means of an eye, nor can he be confined to a place. He cannot be said to have companions. He does not create with the help of limbs. He cannot be perceived by senses. He cannot be thought of after the people. It is he who spoke to Moses clearly and showed him his great signs, without the use of bodily parts, the organ of speech, or the uvula. O you who exert yourself in describing God, if you are serious, then first try to describe Gabriel, Michael, or the host of angels who are close to God, in the receptacles of sublimity, but their heads are bent downwards, and their wits are perplexed, as to how to assign limits of definition to the highest Creator. This is because those things can only be perceived through qualities which have shape and parts and which succumb to death. After reaching the end of their times, there is no God but He. He has lighted every darkness with His effulgence, and has darkened every light with the darkness of death. An account of past peoples and about learning from them. I advise you, creatures of God, to practice fear of God, who gave your good clothing, and bestowed an abundance of sustenance on you. If there was anyone who could seek you a ladder to everlasting life, or a way to avoid death, it was Suleiman ibn Dawood, peace be upon him, who was given control over the domain of the jinn and men, along with prophethood and great position before God. But when he finished what was his due in food of this world, and exhausted his fixed time, the bow of destruction shot him with arrow of death. His houses became vacant, and his habitations became empty. Another group of people inherited them. Certainly, the bygone centuries have a lesson for you. Where are the Amalekites, and the sons of Amalekites? Where are the pharaohs? Where are the people of the cities of Urus, who killed the prophets, destroyed the traditions of the divine messengers, and revived the traditions of the despots? Where are those who advanced with armies, defeated thousands, mobilized forces, and populated cities? A part of the same sermon about the Imam Mahdi, peace be upon him. He will be wearing the armor of wisdom, which he will have secured with all its conditions, such as full attention towards it, its complete knowledge, and exclusive devotion to it. For him it is like a thing which he had lost, and which he was then seeking, or a need which he was trying to fulfill. If Islam is in trouble, he will feel forlorn, like a traveler, and like a tired camel beating the end of its tail, and with its neck flattened on the ground. He is the last of God's proofs, and one of the vicegerents of his prophets. Then Imam Ali, peace be upon him, continued on the method of his ruling, and grief over the martyrdom of his companions. O people, I have divulged to you advice, which the prophets used to preach before their peoples, and I have conveyed to you what the vicegerents of the prophets conveyed to those coming after them. I tried to train you with my whip, but you could not be straightened. I drove you with admonition, but you did not acquire proper behavior. May God deal with you. Do you want an imam, the leader, other than me, to take you on the right path, and show you the correct way? Beware, the things in this world, which were forward have become things of the past, and those of which were behind are going ahead. The virtuous people of God have made up their minds to leave, and they have purchased, with a little perishable pleasure of this world, a lot of such reward in the next world that will remain. What loss did our brothers whose blood was shed in Siffin suffer by not being alive today? Only that they are not suffering choking on swallowings, and not drinking turbid water. By God, surely they have met God, and he has bestowed upon them their rewards, and he has lodged them in safe houses, after their having suffered fear. Where are my brethren who took the right path, and trod in rightness? Where is Amma? Where is Ibn Tayhan? Where is Dushahadatain? And where are others like them, from among their comrades who had pledged themselves to death, and whose severed heads were taken to the wicked enemy? Then Imam Ali wiped his hand over his auspicious, honored beard and wept for a long time. Then he continued, O my brothers, who recited the Quran and strengthened it, thought over their obligation and fulfilled it, revived the summer and destroyed innovation, when they were called to jihad, the holy war, they responded and trusted in their leader, then followed him. Then Imam Ali shouted, at the top of his voice, Al-Jihad, Al-Jihad, fighting, fighting, O creatures of God. By God, I am mobilizing the army today. He who desires to proceed towards God should come forward. North says. Then Imam Ali put Hussein, peace be upon him, over a force of 10,000, Qais ibn Sa'd, mercy of God be upon him, over 10,000, Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, over 10,000, and others over different numbers, intending to return to Siffin. But Friday did not appear again, and the accursed Ibn Muljam, may God curse him, killed him. Consequently, the armies came back, and were left, like sheep who had lost their shepherd, while wolves were snatching them away from all sides.